Hello everyone, I am Allison Gonzalez, a trainer here at Pragmatic Works, and welcome to the third episode in my Teams series. In our first episode, we did an intro to Teams. In my last one, the second one, we went over Teams and channels. And in this video, we are going to be chatting about chats. So let's get into it. Alrighty, let's look at a few slides and then we are going to demo this out. So we are going to get into our Teams environment and we are going to play around. We're going to look at chats, adding them, moving them around, doing all the things. But first, let's look at a few slides so we know what we are covering. So first, there are three different kinds of chats we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss individual chats, group chats, as well as external ones. So an individual chat is just that, with one person. A group chat, it's a group with a bunch of different individuals you can add into one chat. And then finally, I'm also going to talk about and we'll show how we can bring in someone external to our organization and bring them into a chat. So we're going to be discussing individual chats, one person, what are our options, what does that look like, what does a group chat look like with a bunch of different people, and then how can we chat with someone outside of our organization. So I'll demo how we can start each of those and what our different options are in Power BI. We are also going to look at our chat pane setup. So how we can modify that chat pane by pinning any chats that you want to keep and hiding any ones that you don't want to see. So your chat pane is in chronological order. So your newest is going to be first and it's going to move down from there. So all meeting chats are also going to be stored in your pane. It can get really chaotic really fast. So if you want to easily find the important people that you want to talk to, you can pin those up into a pinned section. What's also great in the pinned section is that you can move these around in any order you want. I keep mine in alphabetical order because little OCD, I want people to show up in alphabetical order and that stresses me out looking in that regular chronological section down there. But you can put it in any order you want. You can have, essentially make yourself sections in the section where you can be like, all right, I'm going to have these three people I talk to a lot in my team up here. Then right below them, I'm going to put my boss. And then I'm going to have, this HR person, a few other people below that. So you can have, I think, up to 15 different individuals or other chats. You could put a group chat in your pinned section as well, or even a meeting chat if that was a really important one. We are also, before we go into the next slide, we can also hide any of those chats as well. So if you have some meeting chats that are just like old, nothing really happened in there, but you maybe have like one or two links and so that chat gets saved in this section, you are able to hide that. So get it out of your view. You can bring it back later on if you really need to go back and find it, but hide it, get it out of your way, less for you to scroll through. And then finally, we are also going to discuss chats in channels. So in the last video in this series, our Teams and Channels video, we went over how channels should really be topic specific. One of the big benefits to this is that we will have a chat in each channel. It's going to live here in the channel instead of in our regular chat pane. That just keeps it much easier to find all of that specific content about whatever that channel is right there with all the tabs above it. So it's really easy to reference those conversations in one place. So we are going to jump into our demo, get over into Teams right now. We're going to look at individual chats, group chats, what an external chat option looks like. And then we are also going to modify our pane, pin people, hide chats as well, and also look in the channel chats, see what that looks like and how we can move things around and what we can do inside of that channel. So let's go over now into Teams. All right, here we are in Teams and we are in our chat. So on your side, you can click on your chat icon. Again, you should have chat in one of your main ones, but remember we can move these around. Perhaps you used a bunch of apps and pushed chat out of your main view. So if you need to go find it, click that ellipses button to check your recent apps and it should be in here. If not, you can go down to more apps or the apps button down at the bottom to pull that chat up. You could also unpin any of these other ones you might not be using anymore to kind of prompt that chat one to rise up. So here we are in chat, and we can see here's our chat pane right here, and I have everything just in my regular chronological order, so my most recent and the earliest at the bottom. And we can have chats with different individuals. And to do a chat, it's so simple. Right up here, this new chat button in our header. And I can open this up and I can type in any name, an email, a group, or a tag to pull someone's name up. Maybe I have a lot going on here and I can't really scroll. I'm just losing someone in here. I'm like, I know I already had a chat with them. I can also start typing in their name, and that is going to pull their chat up as well. So I don't start multiple chats with the same person. Teams is going to know as soon as I start typing that person's name in, it is going to pull that old chat up for me. So let's say I'm just going to start searching for the chat I have with myself here. I would be able to bring that one on up, and it's going to now pull this chat up for me without even having to search. So that way everything is staying in one place. I can also see that this is marked as external. So you are going to have every chat with a new person that is outside of your organization clearly identified the entire time that this is an external person. See, this is an external chat outside of your organization. Here, if I click into another one, here's someone that is internal to my organization. We can see I do not have that external warning any longer on this chat with them. I just have, new chat with them, their name right here. It's obviously a test environment that I've created for us to play around in for these videos. So we've got a test name there. But with this, I have all of these options now at the bottom of my screen that I am able to move around and have a chat with. So first off, if I click on this very first icon, this is going to bring up this whole compose box. And I have all of these great options to be more specific and more organized with how I am having this chat. So I can bold things, italic things. Let's type a little text in there. And we can modify that. So let's say I want to bold part of that, or italicize part of it, or even underline it, or strike things out. I would be able to modify that. I can also highlight things. So if I wanted to highlight part of that, we can see how that looks. I would also be able to change my font colors. Maybe I want to change the font color over here. I could do that. I can change the paragraph setting. So if I want to have a heading 1, 2, 3, or paragraph, I would be able to really get this very organized. So if I want to have a very structured message, or perhaps I'm putting in other content, that would be a really great way to organize that. I can also clear all of my formatting. I can indent or decrease any indents. I can have a bulleted list or a numbered list. I can also have a little quote section, and you can see when we add that quote section in. Let's send this message, put it out there, move back in, open back up our main options. And we are able to add this quote section, which is going to keep all of this content contained. So it's just going to contain the content into this quote box in here, which if we send that out, here's what that sent will look like. Additionally, in this content box where we have a lot more of our options, which again is at this first button right there, I would also be able to insert any links. I wanted to add a link, I could put the text to display. If I had a really long link and I didn't want that taking up line after line after line in the chat, I could put the click here for XYZ link and paste that link in. I would also, and this is a really amazing one, I am able to write in code sections. So if you are sending code, never fear about having to do all the indenting structure yourself. You are able to select from all of these different code language options for whatever you're writing, so that way it's going to keep the correct structure the entire time. This is an awesome way. You're sending some code in, it is going to retain that formatting of whichever one that you have decided to write in. Decide if you want to wrap that text or not, but add the title, whatever that snippet of code is going to be, pick the language of whatever you are using, and you'd be able to insert that in with all of that great formatting. I also want to show the next section over. So these are all of the buttons that we have available to us, and we're going to go through these right now, but these are all available to any internal conversation. Anyone inside of my organization that I'm talking with in a chat, I will have these options. I'm going to show you when we go back over to our external chat, when someone's external to your organization, which ones we do not have. Our next option, we are able to set this message as just regular message, an important message, or even if it is urgent. And that is going to maybe a little bit annoying depending on who is sending it, but you will notify someone every 2 minutes for 20 minutes to really make sure they see it. So if it's an emergency, you can make sure that they are going to see that. We can add in any attachments here, and here we can see I can choose from OneDrive or my computer. My next one over that I'm going to show, and these, unfortunately, if your organization isn't that fun, they may turn these off. So we have all of our emoji options right here. Next one, we have GIFs. We could have a whole GIF conversation if you want to chat, whether it should be GIF or GIF. Have a conversation in the chat with that. Love to participate in that one. But we can see all of these. We can search for ones as well. So if you want to have a specific message, you can want to really share it with a fun GIF, you would be able to do that. The next one over this also a lot of times is shut down for a lot of organizations. It's the meme ones. We can see some popular ones, Clippy, Office Drama. We're also able to make our own, so you can pick any of these. Love this one, and I can add in my own top caption and bottom caption for this. My additional options right here in this chat, I can start a meeting. So if I want to schedule a meeting, I can go into new meeting. It is going to send it right to that person and have all of my meeting options right here. You can see my person right below my title. My person that I'm sending this to is whoever I was in that chat with. Also in the bottom for my options, I can go through stream, I can send praise, and praise is a great one. Here are all of the options that you can send. You would pick the badge that you would like, so awesome, courage, optimism, inclusive, thank you, achiever, problem solver, kind heart, team player, leadership, creative, and coach. So great way to acknowledge your coworkers, putting this in here and sending it. Here is how that looks. Here's one that we already sent in this chat. As you can see, you can add in your own message and it gets sent and saved in there. And also, which is really cool, you can review your praise history. So if you're having a bad day, you can review all of those kudos for a little bit of a pick-me-up. Let's now head on over and look at the external chat. And remember, here's all of the internal options that we have, everything we can do internally. Externally, I really want you to focus on this file one here. If we look over externally, now you can see we do not have a lot of options. Essentially, if these fun ones, the emojis, GIFs, and the memes, stickers were turned off, we would really only be able to have our extended formatting pane and to be able to mark something as important. Everything else is turned off, and that's really for security purposes to make sure nothing is getting out to anyone outside of your organization. So it's going to keep all that content, all of the information, hopefully, so you're not passing files back and forth through here with people outside of your organization. But you are able to have that extended meeting pane and also flag anything as important. And again, your messaging options, we could have bold, we could change the color, add a highlight, anything like that, and that works just the same. So this is a internal chat, lots of options at the bottom. External chat, very few options, but we can also write and start them both either way with that new chat option. I can also have multiple people in a chat. So when I have multiple people in a chat, you start that the same exact way. You just start over here, keep adding on names into that chat. In here, I can also add any additional people I want to this chat. I can keep adding into it. I can change the name of the group. Simply, we're just a group once we've got multiple people in there. can see that I have one internal person and one external person. I can see all three, myself, my other account, and then the test account. You can see that this person is marked external. Because that person's marked external, our options at the bottom for our chat also are going to be limited. So if you have a group chat, as soon as you add in someone external to that group chat, you're going to have limited options of what you're able to do. We can have conversations just the same with that. We have our full extended options for writing in here for content, be able to mark it as important, and then of course our fun ones down here below if you have those turned on in your organization. I'm also able to pop this out, so if I want this to open up into a new window, if I want to kind of have this as a reference when I look at something else, I could kind of have another one kind of sitting popped out as well. And you can do this with any chat, both a group chat as well as an individual chat, pop that out. I would be able to add in a person to an existing one-person chat as well, but I do not suggest doing that. Because remember, in Teams, anytime that you add someone into a channel, team, a group, or a chat, they're going to see everything that was already discussed before them. So unless you're 100% certain that they can see everything and have access to everything that was already discussed, I would always just start a new chat with that new group of people instead of trying to add someone into an existing one, just to be sure. Better safe than sorry, just to make sure that you don't have that. Let's now look at our organization in our chat pane. So we've got a lot of chats, and let's say I don't want to see this one anymore. I can go into my more options and I can first off discard this. I'm able to discard this because this was a blank one. We never got to send this. We never entered anyone in, so I have the option to discard. For anything else, let's say this meeting, I don't want to see this anymore. I'm never into it. It doesn't really matter. Nothing happened for. We just got some attendance reports. I can now go into that ellipses more option button and click on hide. Or I could just mute it. Maybe I need to keep that chat open, but a lot is going on. I'd also have the option to mute it so I don't really get those alerts anymore. But if I hide it, it gets out of the way into a hidden chat section. Again, if anyone starts chatting in there again, it's gonna pop up and I can get access to it. Anything that I like and I want to see all the time, of course, I wanna move to my pinned section. So again, that ellipses button, we are gonna pin. Now I move up into a pinned section. Let's move this one up here as well. And now I can move these around so I can have them in any order that I want in my pinned section. Close these up if I want to have it nice and streamlined. Only open up the pinned section if I'm in here. Makes it easy to navigate through those so you can see exactly what you want to see when you want to see it. Also in my chat section, I can see if I have any contacts, and I can turn this on to only see chats with my contacts. So that's another way that I'm able to filter out my chat window to really see kind of the important ones from just people in my organization, specifically those contacts. The last thing I want to show you all in this chat tutorial is over in our channel chats. So when we get into our channels, we will also, let's click on a channel. You can see we have pinned sections in our teams as well. Let's click on a channel. Let's go to our best team ever training channel. I can see that I have a channel here, and this is called your post. So necessarily instead of chats, you're going to have new conversations which are going to be posted as post in your post section. Essentially, it's a chat. You're gonna have chats here in your channel called post. We will be able to again have our extended edit options where we can add subjects in. We are also able to start this as a new conversation or an announcement. You can decide if everyone can reply or only just you and moderators. And you can decide if you want to post this in multiple channels. So you'll be able to select all of your other channels you have access to. Save yourself some time from having to post it in multiple places, and you can just post it all here, all at once in one spot. In this case, it doesn't really matter which one you start on. You're going to be able to post it to as many as you need to. So you can just start your subject line and you can set in whatever you need. You would have all of our same formatting options are in here. I would be able to do any paragraph formatting. I could add a subject. And we could also, let's modify that. And we can also add any files into this as well as our fun ones at the bottom. You can decide only moderators can get into this, if it's a new conversation or if it's an announcement. And let's say pay attention. Could also change the color of this, add in a background image if I want to get very detailed with everything. And I can also decide if I want this to post in multiple channels. So let's say we're also going to post this in another one of our best team ever channels. Let's also post this over to general. And let's update that and send this on its way. So now I can see that this has been posted in this training channel in my best team ever. See how all of those sections look. People can respond with their feelings for here or reply down below. I have replies on because again, I'm one of the moderators on this page, but I only would allow myself and moderators to have any comments on here. Let's go see what it looks like on our general channel. And there it is, identical. We have it flagged with that announcement icon, and it's so easy to do, especially when you can see it's posted multiple places. And here's that little icon that lets us know where else it went. We can see it was posted in 2 separate channels in that best team ever. So you'd also be able to see the other places and verify without having to click on every single one that it went to all of the channels that it was supposed to go to. So that is our conversation today about chatting in chats. So all of the ways that we can have a conversation with one person, multiple people, or in someone external to our organization, what our chat options look like, as well as what our chats, aka posts, look like in channels. So thank you so much for joining me today, watching this video. If you found it helpful, make sure you like it and of course subscribe to get the most up-to-date info for when we release additional videos. So here on our Pragmatic Works channel, we go over all Microsoft programs like Teams, but we have a really big focus on hundreds and hundreds of videos, probably thousands by now, on the Power Platform. So if you have any Teams questions, put them in the comments below. I just might be able to use them in my next video. Also, if you don't want to wait for that next video and you want to learn right now, head on over to our on-demand learning platform that I'll have linked below for you. And you can take our Teams for the Consumer class right now. So if you don't yet have an account, you can use code Allison30 to get 30% off. Happy learning, and I will see you in the next video.